Welcome back, Soul Tribe, to Diana's Magical Mermaid Tarot. It's so lovely to have you here with me again. Thank you for tuning in. Today we're going to be looking at how you will be getting the last laugh against your enemy or your haters, okay? Your hater or your haters, all right? Let every message that is revealed here today be elevated, raised, transmuted for the purposes of the highest good in this collective. Amen. Okay, so let's begin at the beginning, shall we? Let's shuffle these cards nice and good. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing great. Let me know in the comment section. I'd love to know how you guys have been doing. I want to converse with y'all and connect with y'all and get to know you a little bit better. Maybe you could put down where you are watching from. Perhaps you're watching like what country, state, town, that kind of thing. All right. I read all comments. What is going to be my viewers' last laugh against their hater or enemy? Okay, you guys speak to me too. Okay. So I feel like this person, your hater, your enemies, they are full of drama. Okay. They like to fight. They're cantankerous. They love to argue. They're caught up in a storyline that their life is caught up in trying to prove themselves against others. Okay, it's like they have a competition mindset. Okay, and they just love to be fighting with people and trying to argue with people and stuff like this, and they've got an agenda. Okay, and they're solely focused on that agenda, and you know, they're so caught up in it, they can't see that they become a very fighty, negative, you know, argumentative, competitive person. They can't see it, but you can. Okay, viewer, you have the clarity on that. And I see that you're going to be stepping away from this drama. You're going to be separating yourself from this drama, and they're going to be stuck in this energy. That's their energy, not yours. Okay, I definitely see that coming through very, very clearly. Okay, that you're going to create a separation away from this nasty, fighting, competitive, backbiting energy, and because you want peace. This is too conflicted. This is chaotic. And you, on the other hand, you're going to have peace. Okay, you're going to create peace for yourself. You're going to separate yourself from this nonsense. You're going to be able to break free of this energy that they want to pull you into. Okay, that's going to be your last laugh. Your last laugh is going to use your intelligence to outthink them. Okay, and get out of this energy and leave them behind in it. Okay, that's going to be part of your last laugh against your hater, your haters, your enemies. Let's keep it moving here. Okay, it's going to be my viewers' last laugh against their hater or haters. It's going to be my viewers' last laugh against their hater or haters. Spirit guides speak to me in twos. We have the King of Cups and Judgment. I feel like this person, they may be older, but they're immature in spirit. Okay, they're immature in spirit. They're kind of like delayed. And even if they're young, they'll wise up to how they were. And when they get there, they will realize that they treated you incorrectly, and they will be seeking your forgiveness. Can you tell me more about this, please? I'm also getting that they will realize that you are very emotionally mature and a very good quality person, and they're going to want your forgiveness because of this as well. Yeah, they'll want a sense of closure from you. They'll want forgiveness from you. That's the truth of the matter. They're going to feel like, oh my gosh, I cannot, now that I know how horrible I was, and always conflicting, chaotic, always fighting, always, you know, clashing, you know, unnecessarily causing the chaos. I was the cause of the chaos. They're going to view themselves as the cause of the chaos, and they're going to want your forgiveness because it's going to give them a sense of closure. They're going to want to wrap this thing up. And you're going to be having a last laugh on them because you have seen this coming. You're going to look back and exactly, you were the one causing trouble, weren't you? Right? They're going to see that they were the ones causing trouble. So there's still growth ahead for this person. Any more clarity on this? Getting a last laugh on their hater or haters. How my viewers getting a last laugh on their? How my viewers getting a last laugh on their hater or haters? How my viewers getting a last laugh on their hater? Wow, we got a lot now. So they're going to have regrets. They're going to have regrets, and it's going to be like they realize that they were the ones who upset these cups. They're going to realize that about themselves, okay? They're going to realize that they were full of shit, okay? And they weren't paying a good enough attention. They kept waiting for something else, looking and for something else. In the meantime, they were losing out when it came to you, okay? I see that they're gonna realize just how, they were caught up in delusions. They're gonna look back and realize that you were very cute, that you were very attractive, okay? And that they're gonna realize that they were biased against you for this reason. They were biased against your attractiveness. They were biased against your beauty, okay? They were biased against you because there was something maybe that you love to do, perhaps it's a hobby or passion or interest, and it's like they're going to realize how you're going to get the last laugh against them is they are going to realize that they were biased. They were biased. I feel like this person likes to think of themselves as not biased, but they are. They're biased for many reasons. The physical form of others, they can be biased against people because of that. Biased against you because of that. They're also going to be disappointed because they're going to realize that their life didn't come to anything. Okay, they're going to realize that it's like they had this pie in the sky scheme of what they were headed for as they were hurting you, right? As they were doing things to bother you or hurt you, they were like, I'm going to be great, I'm going to be this, I'm going to be that, and it's going to come to nothing. It's going to come to nothing. They're going to realize that at the end of the day, they're going to realize that they were living in a dream, okay? And I don't care what this person has. They may have some nice things, but they're going to realize that all their projections came to nothing. And when they come back down from this delusion and get real, they're going to realize that they lost out with you, okay? And they're going to realize, and this is how you're going to have the last laugh, is they're going to realize that they lost out while they were dreaming, thinking that they were aiming for better things somewhere. Better things were coming. They're going to realize that you were the good thing. You were the good thing, viewer. You were beautiful. You are beautiful. You are cute. You are a free spirit. You are enthusiastic. You showed all the right signs for someone who's ready to take it to the next level, someone who's worth working with. And they're going to realize that they underestimated you and that they were biased against you. And this is where you're going to get the last laugh, okay? You're going to be getting the last laugh because they're going to wake up to their own delusions. They're going to wake up to their own mess-ups and see it clearly for what it is that they did, what they did wrong, okay? All right, let's go ahead and keep moving here.
I think it's also possible that you would get the last laugh by the fact that they will undergo some kind of lawsuit. Perhaps they're going to get sued by someone young or someone pretty. I just feel like that maybe they may misbehave themselves and end up getting sued. Or even going through divorce.
And I also feel like you're going to end up looking really nice. I think that there's something about them being biased against your look. And they're going to see you. How cute you're looking, how fly you're looking, how adorable you're looking. And they're going to realize that they misjudged you. They misjudged your look. They may misjudge your look in the past, or been biased against you because of your look in the past, and they're going to see you that you look really nice, or they're going to realize that you actually looked really nice, and they were just delusional about you, okay? How's my viewer or viewers going to get the last laugh against their haters or haters? How's my viewer or viewers going to get the last laugh against their hater or haters? How's my viewer or viewers going to get the last laugh against their hater or haters? Let's start at the beginning here. We have the Six of Wands. You're going to score some kind of victory. Your reputation will precede you. They're going to find out something about you. They're going to find out that you have a great reputation. People know you in the town, or that, people are like, oh, they'll be talking to someone and be like, oh yeah, you mean viewer? Yeah, we know viewer. Viewer is amazing. They've done this, they've done that. And they're like, what? They're going to be shocked. They're going to be shocked by the fact that you are a nurturer. Your reputation is that you are comforting. Your reputation is that you are resourceful, that you're a mother, and that you're abundant. And you're very nurturing, maybe of the town, the people there, or the people that they talk to, and that you're generous and you're kind, that you're very considerate. This is something they're going to realize about you, okay? And this is going to be how you get your last laugh on them. Is they're going to hear about you from other people as being amazing, as being quality, as being a class act, okay? They're going to hear, the way they're going to get a last laugh also from you, viewer, and your last laugh against them is going to be that they're going to be continuing to chase after you. They're going to want to come running towards you after they find out, trying to find you, but you're going to be out of reach, honey. You're going to be out of reach in a safe space, doing very well. It's like they're going to find out that you're popular. They're going to find out that you're well loved, that people like you. People know who you are, and they're going to come running towards you. But by then, you're going to be gone. By then, you're going to be out of reach like this star. They'll be forever hoping and wishing for you. And I almost feel like you're not going to show up. You're not going to show up with this person. And this is how you're going to be getting your last laugh, okay? We have the Six of Cups. Okay, guys, how's my viewer going to get the last laugh against their hater or haters? How's my viewer going to get the last laugh against their haters? How's my viewer or haters going to get the last laugh against their haters? They're here. Ooh! Okay, we got two more here that fell. We have the Sun. Yeah, I'm seeing children here. I feel like they're gonna find out from people who've known you a very long time. They're gonna find out that people have known you a long time, that you're very famous. I keep getting fame. I keep getting popularity. We got the Sun card. We got the Six of Wands. We got the Star. You know, they're gonna find out that people know you in the area. You've been around a while. That you're very popular, you are loved, people know who you are, people you've grown up with are all around, people have known you a long time. You're not a fly-by-night. You didn't just come through, just blowing through, maybe like them, Maybe they're going to feel like they're just a tourist compared to you, right? And this is how you're going to be getting the last laugh. I also get that they're going to notice that you get famous. This may be someone you grew up with, and they're gonna see you're gonna maybe have fallen out of contact with them and be out of reach, but they're gonna hear about you by seeing you on the news or seeing you on social media or hearing about you from other people and hearing about you this and seeing that you're doing great and you're getting well known, you're getting more popular, you're getting famous, you're getting successful. You're gonna be very successful. You're gonna become well off. You're gonna become a wealthy businesswoman or businessman, very abundant. This is who you're gonna become. And this is how you're going to have a last laugh over them. They're going to witness your success from afar. They will not be able to touch you or get close to you. Okay, we got the Moon. They're going to realize that they're living in a state of illusion. It's no coincidence that the Moon is landing on top of the Seven of Cups. They're delusional, your hater or your haters. They're going to realize that they don't see things correctly. They don't. They got some kind of problem, and they're going to realize that they're shady, that they get confused easily. Yeah, they're very impulsive. They're going to realize that they missed out on an opportunity because they lack clarity. They're a very confused person. They don't realize what's happening when it's hitting them in the face. They're that dumb. They're that stupid. And they're going to, let me see here. People are going to also, they're going to feel jealous of you. Okay, they're going to feel jealous of you. And they're going to hear things. There's going to be some type of communication that comes through that makes them feel... Yeah, they're going to get the last laugh against you because they're going to try to communicate with you. Because they want to know more about you and how you became successful, how you became so well off. And they're going to be asking all these questions, but you're not going to come through. You're not going to come through to answer their questions. He's like, who are you? What makes you think you can ask me questions? Okay, they're going to be very curious about you, and they're going to communicate with you that curiosity. But I get the feeling that it's going to go unanswered, right? The Moon is a card of lack of clarity. The Moon is a card of mystery. Okay, you're going to maintain your mystery around them. You're not going to let them know how you became successful or that. They will never get that close to you again. They will never get that close to you again. They had their shot. They had their opportunity, but instead they wanted to be an ass. They wanted to be biased against you. They lacked, good sense. They like to fight. They like to clash. They liked to disappoint. Leave you hanging, and all this. but they're the ones who are going to be disappointed. They're the ones who are going to keep their conflicts to themselves. They're the ones who are going to have a wake-up call and realize that they weren't a good person, that they were immature, childish, competing, just blindly competing and just lacking in wisdom. They're going to see themselves for who they are. They're going to have a lot of regrets about the way they were wishy-washy with you or procrastinated with you. They're going to feel like they lost out because you're not going to view them as real anymore. You're going to put off talking to them. You're going to put off contacting them. They're going to realize that the only way they can contact you or hear of you is through other people or through catching wind of you on social media, seeing you fly, like your, like posts or notifications that have you be part of on them going by, or when they're scrolling through the social media, or when they hear of events that are going on in the town or in the community or from other people. They'll hear that you're part of it, or that you won something, or that you they're also going to see that you were right. Okay, this is another way you're going to get the last laugh. They're going to see that you are right. There's something you all used to argue about. There's something you argued about, something you clashed heads about, or whatever. And they're going to realize that you are correct, that you had the right sense. You're a homemaker, you're a refiner, you're someone who knows how to do things in a very considerate and classy way. And they're going to understand that that is the perspective you were coming from. But you're going to have moved on. You're going to have moved on from them, and it will be too late. They're going to realize that you were right. That's another way that you're going to be getting the last laugh. Let's go ahead and look at these oracle cards, get some information for these. We got a couple of oracle cards to go through. I'm going to make a couple of rows here, and then we'll wrap up the reading. Spirit guides. They're going to forever remain at a distance, always trying to be curious, to know what's going on, and they'll never know. They'll never be in close with you. That's it. They have their shot. Okay, so Spirit guides, how is my viewer going to get the last laugh against my against their hater or haters? How is my viewer going to get the last laugh against their hater or haters? How is my viewer going to get the last laugh against their hater or haters? How is my viewer going to get the last laugh against their hater or haters? Okay. All right, we're going to get more out of that. But for now, let's start here. We got, you're going to become very wealthy. You're going to be very comfortable in the future, guys. I'm definitely seeing wealth coming down the road for you. So this is not only a last laugh reading, it's also kind of taking a look at your future. I feel like there's fame coming down the pipeline for some of y'all. Success too. Big success where you're well known, you're established. And I see someone here. Look at this person in very fancy clothes in this nice house, looking out the window with a very expensive looking dog. It says here, generational wealth. Passing down wealth can build a legacy through investing in assets like property, stocks, and cash. So you're going to be a smart investor, or you may inherit money. You're going to inherit money, probably from a grandparent, okay, or like an ancestor or something. You may also inherit a skill, right, that comes with you, or comes along with you, or inherit a talent. Maybe you'll be very good at doing something, and this is going to create something you make from scratch, that you invent. It's in your blood, okay, and it's going to make you an empire. It's going to make you very wealthy. It's going to make you very beloved. It's going to turn you into an asset, a cash cow, right, like Doja Cat says, I'm a puppet, I'm a sheep, I'm a cash cow. Okay, so you're going to be some type of like asset generating person in the future, for sure. Okay, you're going to make that money, make that change, and it's going to be because of something you're really good at doing, or something that you invented. Okay, you're going to invest your money. You're going to become wealthy. Okay, you may be one of the new, the bourgeois, right? The bourgeoisie, and you're going to be doing very well. And this is how you're going to be getting the last laugh against your hater or haters. You're very talented. So this person was fighting with you. Maybe you used to work with this person and you were trying to help build a business or work on the business with them. And they made it so hard for you to land any of your ideas or whatever. I'm just getting a scenario popping up into my head here. You're going to be like, all right, bye. And you're going to take your talents elsewhere and you're going to become very wealthy with it. This is how you're going to get the last laugh. It's because they literally were fighting away the good fortune you were trying to bring there. Okay? That you brought to the table, they were fighting it away, fighting it off. So this is how you're gonna have a last laugh. So Spirit guide, how is my view of your haters? Spirit guide, how is my view? Okay, all right, we're gonna stick with those two. Okay, next we're getting justification. Okay, they're going to realize that you were justified in doing what it is that you were doing, or going about things the way you were going about them. You're going to realize that in the future. It's how you're going to be getting the last laugh. Spirit speaks. You're going to realize that you are tuned in. Okay, you are tuned in to spiritual knowledge. That you're intelligent. That you channel what is right from the universe. You're tuned in. Okay, you are blessed. You are connected to spirit, and then what was coming out of your mouth, okay, made sense. Okay, spirit was speaking through you. They're going to realize that you were justified in the things you were saying and the things you were doing. He says you find ways to contribute to causes by volunteering your time, sharing your knowledge, or using your voice. You're gonna get the last laugh, because they're gonna realize that you know, spirit speaks through you. You are speaking wisdom. When they were dealing with you, that was wisdom coming out your mouth. And they needed to respect it, and they needed to heed it. And they did not. This is where you're gonna have the last laugh. And they're gonna understand this through they're going to realize that you chose to get up on out of there and stop donating your time, your knowledge, your voice, your energy. You took it away, and that this was a loss because you were tuned in. Okay, so I don't know exactly how they're going to find out through. You know how they say, "By their fruits shall ye know them." Right? I feel like it's a classic theme going on here with you. It's like time will pass and they'll realize, oh my gosh, you're gonna see all the results working out for you and things coming to pass for you. Your reputation, people saying, oh, they won, oh, they're great, we love them. You're gonna receive validation from others, and this is how you're going to have the last laugh against them. Others will agree with you, right? Okay, let's keep it moving here and see what else is coming in, and also in the sun. Hey guys, how is my viewer going to have the last laugh against their hater or haters? How's my goodness? Viewer or viewer is going to get the last laugh against their hater or haters. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's get some information here. We have fishing. Okay, fishing. You're gonna be teaching. Learn fishing for a lifelong enjoyment and value. Teach a man to fish. You can feed them for a lifetime. Again, more things with kids. So I feel like this person, maybe they were an ex of yours. Maybe they're going to see that you have kids in your future. You may have children. Okay, you may have children. And I feel like you're going to be passing down your wisdom to them. You're going to be creating a peaceful sanctuary. Maybe you're going to become a teacher. And you're going to take in people. People are going to gravitate towards you. And they're going to love being around you, learning from you. You're going to pass your wisdom down to others. And this is how they're going to have the last laugh. If this is an ex of yours and your shared children, maybe the children will favor you. Okay? This is how you will have the last laugh against them. I'm sorry if I hope I said you will have the last laugh against them, not them have the last laugh against you. I may misspeak, but please understand, whenever I'm talking here, it's how you, viewer, will have the last laugh against them. Okay? So I may have misspoken. Please forgive it. I'm also seeing that... the children will choose you. Children will favor you. Children will love hanging out with you. They may be your children. Maybe you'll have kids for someone else, right? For another man or another woman. And this is how you'll be getting the last laugh against them. They're going to be like, what? Maybe they wanted kids with you, but they didn't know how to be peaceful with you, okay? And so that was not going to be happening. You're not going to be giving birth to children in an unruly household, okay? Or maybe you did have kids for them and you're going to get out of that union. This is for those of you all, if your hater or haters is an ex and you had kids with them, okay? And I see that the children will choose you or favor you, and they will bond with your new partner. If you get remarried, they will come to see your new partner as a true father figure or a true mother figure. Truly. Not just resentfully sitting there going, and wanting to get back to that ex, their other parent. They're going to be happy to be in the new home that you put together. Okay? There'll be peace there. It says here, peaceful sanctuary. Away from all troubles, dramas, and hardships, that was what all that was. So you're going to be creating a new path away from them to a peaceful, happy place. And this is how you be getting the last laugh on them, giving your children or young people a safe sanctuary away from them or away from people like them, away from those energies, okay? Very interesting message. Just go ahead and keep it moving here. How will my viewer or viewers get the last laugh against their hater or haters? Oh my viewer or viewers get the last laugh against their hater or haters? Oh my goodness. We have fatherly protection. Exactly. We're getting that same vibe again. You're going to be doing a really good job with parenting. You're going to be doing a fantastic job. If you remarry, like I said, if this is an ex, you're going to end up with a father figure or mother figure who's an excellent parent to your kids that came from the old marriage. Or it could be that, or old union. It could be that maybe you never had kids with them. You never did. And you go on to have beautiful children with someone else. Okay, that's another way you'll be getting the last laugh. Okay, maybe this is an ex of yours, and maybe they thought in the back of their minds, I'm just going to keep arguing with them and don't do what I say. They didn't understand that they need to find peace with you. They need to be peacefully getting along with you. Find a way, or else it wasn't going to work out. We got first cousins. A lot of kids coming through. We got a kid fishing with a dad. We got a kid with the grandmas in the kitchen. We got a kid at a wedding, a remarriage. You see this? They're getting married again, and the kids are part of the wedding party, the bridal party. We got first cousins. So you're going to be getting the last laugh because you're going to be creating a whole branch of family, maybe away from them, or you're going to be, they're going to see the product of your unions with someone else. Yeah. Or they're going to see that your children have, cousins and family members with other people, like in other families. It's like the way you get a last laugh against your hater or haters is that they're going to see this hater or hater is going to see that their kids are now having other family members. They have no control over who these other family members are. Okay. Or they're going to find that, they formed a family. Their kids with you has become a family unit, and they love being part of that family unit. Okay. And I'm also getting that if for some of you, if you never had kids but they wanted kids, they can be weeping because they're going to see that you had kids with somebody else, and they'll be beautiful and smiling and gorgeous, and they're going to watch them grow up. That's how you're going to get the last laugh, is you're going to be watching other kids grow up. These kids, I don't know what you're going to have to apply it as it fits. Now, if this is not a situation that is involving kids, I am getting that the way you be getting a last, or marriage or an ex, the way you be getting a last laugh against your hater or your haters is that you will have a very happy family life. Okay, their life, I don't know, I feel like your hater or your haters, they argue a lot or fight a lot. There's a lack of peace in where they're at. So maybe they won't have kids, or their kids it's a very fragmented family or something. And the way you be getting your last laugh is that your family life is going to be beautiful. Smiles, happiness, togetherness, harmony, patterns in place to help keep it that way. Okay, so how well, I mean, this might be part of the next one. We'll see. We'll get more information. How will my viewer or viewers get the last laugh against their hater or haters? How will my viewer or viewers get the last laugh against? How will my viewer or... Okay, we got one flying through. Kids again. Wow. Wow. Wow, my friend, viewers, lovely, beautiful collective of mine. Listen, it's like you're going to be starting over. You're going to be a wonderful mother or a wonderful dad. You're going to form a blended family with someone else. Even if you have kids, you're going to form a blended family with this person. You're going to form a blended... Even if you had kids with this hater or haters, you're going to form a blended family with someone else. This could be someone who didn't want to see you happy, who doesn't like to see maybe people like you thrive and have happy families. But that's exactly what you're going to be doing, is thriving and having a happy family life. Okay? This is maybe something that gets in their craw. Okay? This is how you be getting the last laugh. You may not know it. Maybe if it's someone you're not related to, just a hater or haters. I think that they don't want to see people like you thrive. They don't want to see your ilk, your kind, who you are, go off and have happy smiles, happy lives, children. You're propagating. Your generations are continuing. This is maybe they never had kids, and this is how you be getting last laugh. Is your genes will be continuing, and you'll have a beautiful family. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the last set of oracle cards. How will my hater or haters... This is the Cleared Eye Oracle. How will my hater or haters be getting the last laugh? How will my hater or haters be getting their last laugh against their... How will my viewer... It could be that maybe your hater or haters, they have a fragmented family life, and you're going to be getting the last laugh because your family is going to stay together. and you're going to be harmonious in your family. Whereas they are a fighting type. They like to fight people, and so their family life never stayed together because they don't know peace. They know fighting, and they don't know how to resolve things. But you do. This is how you keep things going. They don't know this. Okay, this is a wisdom that eludes them, and this is going to be your last laugh, part of your last laugh. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to how is my viewer or viewers going to get the last laugh? How's my viewer going to get the last laugh? Okay, let's take a look. We have denied. Okay, so they're going to be denied on something. Going to be denied on something. Going to be rejected. It could be maybe their lease is going to be rejected, or their building permit's going to be rejected. They're going to be denied by others. They may have rejected you. They will be rejected in return. It's something official, like a document or permit, or it could be a job or something. Or maybe not official. But we got transmutation, turning water into wine. They're going to want to improve their situation in some type of way, okay? And, they're going to be denied. I feel like it's going to be in a way that you can see. So, for instance, if this is someone you used to do business with, you're going to find that they no longer they'll have to move out of that building because they will be denied on the building permit. Or maybe there's a business they wanted to do. There's something they wanted to build, something they wanted to accomplish to help improve their situation, and you're going to find out that it didn't happen for them. Okay, and this is how you're going to be getting the last laugh. They're going to also be wanting to impress people. They're going to want to show off their skill or talent or something, and they're going to fail at it. They're going to fail, and this is how you're going to be getting the last laugh against them. They're going to make all these promises. I'm going to do this. I'm going to be able to do that and do this. I'm going to turn water into wine, and they're not going to perform well or get it done, and they're going to be rejected on the basis of this. They're going to be rejected. They could be rejected by a formal party, or they could be rejected by many others as a result of their inability to come through on being able to perform these miracles that they claim they could perform. Wow. Okay, so that's one of the ways you're going to be getting a last laugh. How is my viewer going to be getting a last laugh on their hater? It has something to do with wealth, something to do with money making, for sure. Something that's going to impact their wealth, money situation negatively. How is my hater or haters going to last laugh on their hater or haters? How is my viewer going to get the last laugh? Okay, we got a couple here. We have playback. Okay, looks like playbook. My bad. So playbook is when they tell you how you're going to do it, right? Your plan, your strategy. Football game. It could be a sales team. And it could be we're going to hit up this territory. We're going to do this here. We're going to have blitz here. We're going to do this, and after we hit up that town, we're going to do this. Or it could be a play. They could be part of a team. They're trying to do something. Let's get more information about this. We have trickster. They're going to get tricked. I feel like I'm getting a lot of business energy coming through for them with this formal rejection stamp, and then we have someone giving a presentation. I get the feeling that someone's going to hoodwink them. That's how you're going to get the last laugh. They're going to be made a fool of. Okay, they're going to be made a fool of. They're going to be pranked. They're going to be tricked, and it's not going to be good, fam. Okay, and it has to do with business. Okay. Or it could be that it's a relationship or a family or group of people that they get in with. They're going to think, they're going to think they're smart and know what they're doing. And they're going to pick someone who is literally going to hoodwink them out of money. Or say, I'm going to do these services for you. We're going to do this, and they won't come through on those services for them. Or they're going to say, we're going to take over this area. We're going to take over that area. We're going to expand. I feel like this person is business minded. Right? They want to do more. They want to get a business permit. They want to take over that area, take over this area, and all that. But the person who they're going to put in charge of that is going to be fooling them and tricking them, and it's not going to work out. So you may have known of some plans from this person to take over a certain area or do well in business or do something to take over or win in some type of financial way or something. And they're going to just be getting with the wrong people, and because they're kind of dumb, they're going to fall for the tricks of some other, and you're going to find that they don't grow. Okay, their business doesn't grow, or the way they're doing something is not going to mature. It's not going to spread. They're, I don't know what it is. You're going to know. You're going to see it. And this is how you're going to be getting the last laugh. Okay, and I'm getting with the trickster. It's funny. Okay, you're going to be laughing. You're going to be laughing at them. They're going to look stupid, hella stupid. I feel like you're going to find out that they were trying to take part in something and they were tricked. or something like this. I don't know. Let's keep it moving here. How's my viewer going to get the last laugh on their hater or haters? How's my viewer going to get the last laugh, haters? I'm forgetting that you're going to live a really long life. You're going to live a really long life. And this is part of how you're going to be getting the last laugh on them. Okay, let's move. We got meal ticket. Okay, we keep getting these sort of very crucial, sort of life-giving, survival type things, you know. How will my viewer get the last laugh on their hater or haters? Okay. We have pawn. So this person, they're not gonna be calling the shots in their lives. Yeah, they're a puppet. They're gonna be used as a puppet. Okay, they can be a pawn in somebody else's scheme. Somebody else. I'm hearing Ponzi scheme. They're gonna take part in some type of Ponzi scheme, thinking that, yeah, I'm gonna be big. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna be big in the world of business. But they're gonna fall for all the scams, all the schemes. You know, they're gonna have failures in business and scams and schemes and frauds. All this. They're gonna be a pawn to be used as someone else's meal ticket. Okay, they're gonna become someone's meal ticket. They're your haters. I'm sorry, I don't know who they are. I hope they're not someone you care about, because they're kind of on the stupid side when it comes to business. When it comes to business, they're going to be losing out big time. They may end up broke, and you're gonna find out about this. That they lost money here, lost money there. They trusted the wrong people there. They weren't smart enough to understand that they were being used for this or that. So they're going to lose out tremendously on the business front when it comes to their finances. And oh my gosh, they're going to be used, man. They're going to be used by others. And you're going to be aware of all these schemes and scams and frauds. Let's just keep going and see how this progresses. Okay, how's my viewer going to be? Yeah, this person has a plan to want to take over a certain area or grow their business or something, and it's like it's a joke. It's a joke. It's not gonna work. They wanted to take over somewhere or something. I don't know. Okay, let's keep it moving here. How is my viewer going to get the last laugh against their hater or haters? How's my viewer going to get the hater or haters? How's my viewer going to... Okay, we have seen through someone or something. Okay, we got someone going into an MRI machine. Okay, and you're seeing through them. You're gonna see through them. Snap of a finger. Oh my gosh. So here's the deal. I'm getting a few messages. The first thing is that they don't fool you. They don't fool you. They didn't fool you. They try to fool you. Okay, your haters, they try to fool you about something in their hands, something about the fingers. I don't know what it is, but they try to say there's going to be money coming your way, or they try to say I'm rich, or they try to, I don't know what it is, but you caught on to it very quickly. You caught on to it. You're like, you're not going to be successful. You're not, you saw through, where is the value here? Maybe you didn't even mean to be that, call them out like that, but it's just, you just know the truth. It comes to you like that, okay? It's a snap of finger. It comes to you easily. So you're able to see through them and see, this is how you're getting the last laugh on them, is that, they never fooled you. You always saw them for what they were. Always. Okay? I'm also getting that they might have some kind of health condition coming up where they will need to get an MRI scan. And it's going to happen very quickly. This is not going to take a long time. You're going to hear about them dealing with some kind of health concern. And I'm not saying you should ever laugh at someone else's health concern, but it just feels like it's something that they brought on themselves, maybe. At a snap of a finger, you're going to hear about how they are going through some kind of major health problem, and they're going to go from always fighting, always arguing. If they'd just been calmer, if they'd just been nicer, not played dirty, understood that life is not about constant competition or butting of heads or clashing or conflicting or competing, maybe their health would have panned out better. You know what I'm saying? It's not that you're going to be laughing at them. It's just that you can see it tracks, right? The way they were behaving, the way they would, impulsively argue and fight and all this, or clash with you. It's like you can see, it makes sense that what comes next is bad health. Okay? There's a price to be paid for these things. So in that sense, you're going to be getting the last laugh on them. Let's keep it moving here. How's my You are going to be getting last on your hater or haters. How can you are going to be getting last? Okay, we have those last two. We have the devil. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is someone being held into something against their will. Okay, they're being held into a toxic situation. Maybe not against their will, but they're trapped. Okay, so like for instance, someone's addicted to crack. Of course, they can always put the crack pack down and walk away, but they're addicted, so they keep coming back for more. So in that sense, they are trapped, right? And we got unicorn. This person, they're addicted to chasing unicorns. I feel like Spirit is saying there's more of a message. I'm going to pull another card here in a second. Spirit is saying that your hater or haters, they are addicted to unicorns and fairy tales. They like a good lie. They like a good people to come tell them a good lie. Lie to me. And if someone says, hey, I'm going to make you a millionaire, or I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, they fall for that kind of thing easily. They're like, really? They're like, I must be special and blessed. That's why they're coming to me. Not knowing that, no, you are a, what they call those, that, what it is that your hater here is going to realize that they're being viewed as a target, right? For a scam. So they're gullible, okay? They're mark. That's what I was looking for. They're mark. Okay, they're being viewed as a mark by others. People come to them and think they try to victimize them, and so they're gonna get caught up in these. They're gonna get caught up in these bad relationships with others. I feel like they might marry someone who wants them for their money, or they might get sold on a fairy tale about, I wanted to, hello, we want to talk to you about something. There's this land we found out in the middle of somewhere, and if you get in now, it's very valuable. They dug out gold from there, and if you want to get a piece of this, like, they always fall for the fairy tale. This hater or hater of yours. I don't care how mean they seem, like they might be stern. No, they're dumb too, actually. Okay. And they tend to fall for the fairy tale. They fall for lies, especially lies that sound good and make them look good, feel important, feel like good things are going to be happening for them. And so this is how you're going to be getting the last laugh. Is you're going to get in cahoots or get tied down with or marry someone who lies, or marry someone who claims to be one thing but is something else, or someone who is a fictional character, right? Like they might be the kind of person who marries someone and they're like, yes, I found my new young wife or whatever. Maybe this is an ex, and they marry someone new. I'm just giving you an example scenario. And this person, they're like, yeah, look at this pretty young wife I've hired. Sure enough, they look pretty young. They're like, her name's Sally, but in reality, her name's Mary. Oh, she came from so-and-so. Oh, and she's never been to that town. She did not come from that place. She came from somewhere else. She's a scammer, or something, like it's not true. And, oh, she loves me. I love him. She hates his guts, like something like this. Or if it could be in business, they got on with people who are lying to them, okay? Or someone is controlling them with lies, okay? Let's get one more piece of information. How will my viewer get the last laugh against their hater or haters? How will my viewer get... I'm getting a lot of flippers. I want the card to fall out onto the table, to jump out at me. That's how I like to get it. Okay, how will my hater or haters get the last laugh here? Okay, we got that one. Skeleton key. Okay, let's look that up. So a skeleton key is like a master key, okay, that can bypass any type of lock. It basically can open it can bypass certain kinds of locks, okay? And it got its name because it's down to its essential parts. Okay, this is part of the trick of how it's used to, it can slip past any locks. So I feel like they're going to give the key to their fortune to the wrong person. They're going to give the key to their fortune to the wrong freaking person. Someone who's going to take advantage of them and basically take them for all they got. Okay, they're going to be getting with, either they're married to someone who's taking them from everything they have, or they're going to give this key. They're going to be like, hey, I trust you. Yeah, come on in. I want you to have access to all this stuff, my vault, my this, my that. This person is going to successfully fool your hater or haters and is going to have access to all their stuff. So it's going to be their own, their failing is going to be their own undoing. Okay, it's gonna be them destroying themselves, your hater or haters. And this is how you're gonna be getting the last laugh, is by watching them mess up their own lives. Okay, that's another major way that you're going to be getting the last laugh against your hater or haters. Thank you so much for watching this reading. If you've enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. And let me know, what's one blessing that came after you cut a hater off? I'd like to know your answer to that question. Very interesting. Love to see your responses in the comment section. I read all comments and I will respond. Take very good care of yourself, okay? And I'll catch up with you at the next one. Bye!